The Silent Symphony of the Desert Sands. In the heart of an endless desert, where the dunes stretched like waves frozen in time, there existed a silence so profound that it seemed to envelop the very soul of the world. This was the realm of the desert sands, a place where the only sound was the whisper of the wind and the shifting of sand underfoot. Amidst this vast expanse of desolation, there lived a solitary figure known as the Sand Whisperer. No one knew his true name, for he had been a part of the desert for longer than memory could reach. He wandered the dunes with a grace that defied the harshness of the environment, his footsteps leaving no mark upon the sand. The Sand Whisperer possessed a rare gift, a gift that allowed him to communicate with the desert itself. He could hear the melodies of the winds, the symphonies of shifting sands, and the ancient songs of the dunes. To him, the desert was not a barren wasteland, but a living, breathing entity, and he was its conductor. Each morning, as the sun cast its golden rays across the endless horizon, the Sand Whisperer would stand upon a dune, his arms raised like a maestro preparing to lead an orchestra. He would close his eyes, and the desert would respond. The sands would rise and fall, creating undulating patterns like the waves of a serene ocean. The wind would carry with it the softest of melodies, a hauntingly beautiful tune that seemed to echo from the depths of time. It was a symphony unlike any other, a silent masterpiece that only those who truly listened could hear. Travelers passing through the desert would often encounter the Sand Whisperer, and they would marvel at the sight of him, seemingly dancing with the elements. They would watch in awe as the desert came alive, its silent symphony a testament to the beauty that could be found in even the harshest of places. But the Sand Whisperer knew that his gift came with a price. For all his years of communing with the desert, he had become a part of it, and he was bound to its rhythms and its secrets. He could never leave, for to do so would be to sever the connection that had become his very essence. As the years turned into decades, and the decades into centuries, the Sand Whisperer remained, a guardian of the desert's silent symphony. He had become a legend, a story told by travelers to their children, a symbol of the indomitable spirit of the human soul. And so, in the heart of the desert sands, where the silence was broken only by the whisper of the wind and the shifting of sand, the Sand Whisperer continued to dance to the silent symphony of the desert, a living testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. A journey to the Crystal Kingdom. Once upon a time, in a world much like our own but with a touch of magic, there existed a hidden realm known as the Crystal Kingdom. This kingdom was unlike any other, for it was entirely made of glistening, translucent crystals that sparkled in all the colors of the rainbow. It was said to be a place of unimaginable beauty and wonder, but few had ever ventured there, and even fewer had returned to tell the tale. In a quaint village nestled at the edge of a dense, enchanted forest, there lived a young girl named Elara. Elara was known throughout the village for her insatiable curiosity and her love for stories of far-off lands. She would spend her evenings by the fire, listening to the tales of travelers and dreamers, and she often wondered what lay beyond the borders of her own village. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars appeared in the twilight sky, an old traveler arrived in the village. His name was Seraphis, and he claimed to have been to the Crystal Kingdom. The villagers gathered around the fire, eager to hear his story. Seriphus spoke of the Crystal Kingdom's breathtaking landscapes, where crystalline mountains reached into the heavens, and he described the creatures that called the kingdom home, shimmering butterflies with wings of sapphire and emerald, and majestic unicorns with coats that glowed like the moon. As Alara listened to Seriphus's tales, her heart swelled with a longing she had never felt before. She knew in that moment that she had to see the Crystal Kingdom for herself. She approached Seriphus and asked him if he would be her guide on a journey to this magical realm. Seriphus was taken aback by the young girl's determination, but he saw the fire in her eyes and agreed to be her guide. They set off the very next day, leaving behind the familiar comforts of the village and venturing into the enchanted forest. The journey was not easy, for the forest was filled with all manner of magical creatures and enchantments. They encountered talking animals, mischievous sprites, and even a singing tree that offered them advice in the form of melodic riddles. But Alara's determination and Seriphus's knowledge guided them through every challenge. Finally, after days of travel, they reached the border of the Crystal Kingdom. Alara's breath caught in her throat as she gazed upon the crystal landscape that stretched before her. It was more magnificent than she had ever imagined, and the colors were even more vibrant than Seriphus had described. As they ventured deeper into the kingdom, Alara and Seriphus discovered its secrets and met its wondrous inhabitants. They rode on the backs of crystal-winged eagles, danced with playful crystal fairies, and swam in the crystal-clear lakes that reflected the colors of the kingdom's walls. But as the days turned into weeks, Alara realized that her heart was torn. She longed to stay in this magical place forever, but she also knew that she had a home and loved ones waiting for her in her village. With a heavy heart, Alara made the difficult decision to return home. The Crystal Kingdom had been everything she had dreamed of and more, but she knew that her journey was not yet over. She bid farewell to Seriphus and the enchanting realm and made her way back through the forest to her village. When she arrived home, Alara shared her incredible journey and the lessons she had learned with her fellow villagers. She realized that the magic of the Crystal Kingdom had been a part of her all along, and that the beauty of the world could be found in the most unexpected places. And so, Alara's journey to the Crystal Kingdom became a cherished tale in her village, inspiring generations to follow their dreams and discover the magic that lay both within and beyond their own borders.